Shalom, Bear Nation. It's a little loud under the tin roof currently. So I would encourage you to maybe turn your volume down for the time being. What's up, Benjamin Morton? I don't know. Crowder had Alex Jones on, so Crowder might be more interesting than me. And when this rain dies down, the audio quality will get better. And if it doesn't, you know what we'll do? We will acquiesce to the Father's will. Oklahoma Survival, what's up? Arkansas Living, what's up? Shalom, everybody. JT Robertson. So welcome. If you're new here, lots of new subscribers to the channel. Best information, worst production quality, and I don't care. If you have a question for me, put it in all caps in the comments, and I will do my best to see it and respond to it. What's up, Lou? Andy Barnes, shalom, brother. It is, in fact, raining, which is the first time it has done this in the last 4 to 6 weeks. Tell me in the comments, how's the audio quality? Can you hear me, or are you just hearing the rain? 3x5, Roger. Are we going to be a socialist country? We already are. We have socialized medicine. We have social security. We have socialized schooling. We already have, the government has its fingers in the production metrics of energy and public utilities. All of that is limited to no more than 10% profit per year as a public utility. We have socialized transportation. We have fiat currency. Congress has abdicated its throne of responsibility when it comes to issuing fiat. We've been a socialist country for a long time. Adjust your OODA loop. Know of any skills printouts a mom should get for bags? I have no idea what that means, but if you're going to print out skills to put in your bug out bag rather than carry skills with you as you carry your bug out bag, I would say that's the wrong approach. Go practice those skills now as you can. Is Oklahoma going to turn blue like Texas is? No, and if it does, we'll do something about it. Not one county in the last 5 presidential elections voted blue in the state of Oklahoma. Not one county. Yeah, Brian Keith Prepper, I see you. Hey, let's do me a favor and let me be the one to swear on this channel. Copy? Copy. Should we be working towards helping it fail faster? No, I'm going to say no to that. Make no mistake, I don't want global socialism. I don't want the collapse of the United States of America. I would like my kids to have at least as much prosperity as I have been blessed to have. The problem is being honest with myself and honest with what I see out there in the world. I don't see that happening. John has a long mustache. Amen. Hey, what's up, Raincat? I got your package, by the way. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Just ticked off, man. It seems like many are doing nothing. Brian Keith, what do you want them to do? I was just talking about this with a brother. No good general commits his forces into action knowing that he's going to lose those forces without having a greater strategic goal in mind. What is the greatest strategic goal? And if your answer is to restore the constitutional republic of the United States of America, my question to you is how? And if your answer is use the current system, I would say you're wrong or naive. The system is broken. Doesn't work. You cannot use the current political system to solve the current political problems because the current political problems have been created by and or exacerbated by the current political system. Thoughts on Canadian prepper? He's a liar. He just shot a video the other day, or released a video the other day, talking about Vice, the way that they represent preppers, referring to myself and Pastor Joe Fox of Viking Preparedness. And in his video, he said, I don't know what it is. It's a something independence channel. Homeboy has been subscribed to this channel for 2 years, and I got the screenshots to prove it. So he's a liar. That's my thoughts. Apparently, Duraco needs to get to 2K. Well, I'm gonna. Who's Duraco? If you keep spamming my chat, I'm going to punch you in the face hole. He sent us here. Duraco, tell your people this is not how you do this. Let's see. Hey, Wrenches. Get the Duraco spam if you would, please. Thank you, Hans. Everybody else? Texas T, what's up, brother? Someone needs El Blanco. Roger that, Lou. Appreciate you, sister. What else we got? What's your favorite call sign? Like I would tell you that on YouTube. Double Rainbow is one of my favorites, though. It's super. What's up, Dirty Ink? How long do you know to leave? When did you know to leave Texas? When I looked around and realized that Texas was saying one thing and doing another, I had to get out. Bear, what's up, Watchman News? I don't know how to turn on slow mode, but I'll try. Customization. Let's see. Slow mode. Save. Got it. What's up, Two Owls? Do you have a ram pump? Bear does not have a ram pump. Bear has 2 springs, 3 wells, 3 creeks, and rainwater collection. So, you mentioned in a recent video that people have a year, maybe 2. Do you think it's a good time frame? Not real. If I didn't think it was a good time frame, I wouldn't have said it. Do you still keep in touch with Glenn Beck? I've been in the studios in recent months, but not to work with Glenn. I don't have anything against him. I've been on essentially a moratorium from the news for a while because I'll be honest with you, I hit some news sites, including theblaze.com, before this live stream just to try and touch base with the world and see what's going on. And You know, it turns out I just don't care. I just don't care. And Glenn, part of his job is to report the news as he sees it. And I'm good. I'm good right now. Is it too late to follow the Declaration of Independence? Unfortunately, I think that it is. See, history doesn't go backwards. I've talked about this 100,000 times. Time doesn't go backwards, okay? And history doesn't always repeat itself, but it often rhymes. You need to be more concerned about what you're going to build next, because we are at the end of the age of this empire of America. Be more concerned about what comes next than what was. And hopefully what comes next is honorific of our founding fathers and our creator. But we don't go backwards. Now, Rome had 3 distinct empirical periods of each about 250 years. United States of America is what, 246 years old? So we're at the end of an age of an empire. There will be a transition. In fact, the powers that be, are trying to manage that transition now to force us in the direction of true socialism, which I'm not a big fan of. So you need to be more concerned about what comes next and how you steward what comes next, rather than trying to preserve something that's 246 years old, that it's already dying. And I hate that I have to say that, because I love the United States of America, but the representative republic does not work. Currently, it's been infiltrated by bad actors and has been for decades. The people don't have power anymore because they don't have representation anymore. Doyle Patton, thank you. Bless you. What's up, Jake? Thomas Prescott. Not sure the plan of action. Probably blah, blah, blah. Copy. Nobody's sure the plan of action. That's the problem. Everybody says we got to do something, but nobody knows what. You're welcome, Lori. Mrs. Ironside, what's up? If I pay for 1 year's worth of Patreon, $20 a month, does that get me a phone call with you every month? No. Nobody on Patreon gets phone calls with me anymore. You think the country's going to balkanize? Mass Prepa. What's up, brother? Yes, I do. And I think the reason it's going to balkanize is because as the federal system continues to lose legitimacy and actual raw power, the states and the individuals within the states will do a cost-benefit analysis and determine that it's not worth them playing within the federal system. They will likely try to withdraw from the union. When they do, the federal system will push back. But as states withdraw, states around them will also continue or consider withdrawing, and you'll get balkanization. The only reason that we have a confederacy of states at this point, a union of states at this point, is because the cost-benefit analysis means currently tells everybody states-wise that it's worth being involved in the federal system. That's probably going to go away. Booger Dog, agreed. Kenshin, that's ridiculous. Y'all should start a class action lawsuit. Tactically Torah, what's up, brother? What about the military, Bear? How far will they let this go? The military is run by civilians. Civilian leadership of the Department of Defense is something that is long-standing within this country. How long will they let this go? All the people that would do anything about it have been purged from the ranks or are being purged from the ranks. They'll let it go as far as the civilian leadership lets it go. Classic Arsenal, what is needed to host a refuge medical class? Interested in hosting one at our facility. Email sales@Refuge Medical and we can talk. I need to know where you are, how many people you have, the whole nine, and we can probably slot you into a tour. Sales at Refuge Medical will make that happen. Hans, I did not catch your super chat. Shalom, brother. I will shoot you a short text later if you do not mind. Blessings. Roger that. Sounds good, brother. Thank you. Civilian leadership in the military is a thing in this country. Now, could we have a coup? Yes. Is it likely to happen? No. Look at Lieutenant Colonel Scheller. How well did that work out for him? What's up, Badger? 2 owls. Thank you. The other thing to understand with the military, I was just talking with a brother about this. There are patriots in the military, but there are a lot of people who are in the military because they want to learn specific job skills in their MOS, or because they want free college, or because they couldn't find a job, so they went into the military. And so there's lots of types of people in the military. And unfortunately, there's a lot of people that just don't care in the military. To them, it's just another job. So, not knocking the military at all. I love our men and women of the armed forces. We do a lot of business with them. They're awesome. I employ a lot of veterans. I hang out with a lot of veterans and fellowship with a lot of veterans. But any one of those veterans will tell you there's a ton of people within the United States military that just don't give a damn about America or the DOD or their oath to protect and defend all enemies, foreign and domestic. They just don't care. Eddie Rosado, what are you going to do before it crashes? I've been saying this forever and a day. I'm not against a good plan. I just haven't heard one. How's your peace of mind, Bear? I've noticed you've been a little worn thin lately. Daniel, my peace of mind is good currently. Probably because I've been on a no information diet for the last 12 days or so. It's good. It's good. We're doing what we can here. I feel we'll never be done, but I feel every day we get a little bit closer to being more independent of this fragile system. That's why this channel is called Bear Independent. It's not because I'm an independent person, although politically I'm more libertarian, conservative libertarian than anything. I'm not a Democrat. I'm not a Republican. They're both, garbage parties. Say one thing, do another. And I'm certainly not independent when it comes to people. If we're talking about people, then this channel could be called Bear Codependent. I'm trying to be as independent of this fragile system as possible. Let me remind you all real quick. Hey, a lot of y'all have been asking about training. So the Peach Tour is live in the store, refugetraining.com. Use promo code PEACH in either Charlotte or Atlanta. If you buy a level 1 class, you get half off the level 3 class the following day. In Charlotte and Atlanta only. You buy a level 1 class using promo code PEACH, you get half off the level 3 class the following day. And the level 3 class is what's up. That's force on force with blue guns. It's a blast. Okay? You've also got Birmingham, Alabama, and Orlando, Florida in the store. Several other locations in the store at refugetraining.com. For tactical medical training, you should go. It's a blast. And then, let's see. The HAG kit. I don't even remember what HAG stands for. But check out the camo pattern here. Let's see, where is it? Helpful and girly. Helpful and girly is what HAG stands for, apparently. I didn't name it. You can thank Sister Renee for that. But this is a boo-boo pouch, boo-boo kit pouch, that also has, on the outside, added a pocket for a SWAT T tourniquet in there, like so. And, of course, it's in the ever-fashionable pink right here, pink camo. So you've got the HAG kit. And then also, if you like something a little bit more robust, you got a Bear Fac, Gen 3 Bear Fac right here. also in the pink camo. And we've got all the other colors, the red, the gray, the coyote, the multicam, the Marpat, the Ranger green, the OD green, the black, the red with reflective. All that stuff is in the store at refugemedical.com. There's a link in the description. And we appreciate y'all supporting our small businesses. The pink is a limited run. So if you've ever wanted to get a kit for your wife, you know, we got fall and winter holidays coming up. The pink is a limited run. There's 40 of each. That's it. That's all the material we got for it. So it will probably never exist again. So if Tactigal, I like that doing the things. So if you like the look of this right here or this right here for the lady in your life, or you are the lady in your life and you'd like one of these kits, handmade, made in America, guaranteed forever, exceeds military specification for individual first aid kits, and we're up to 26 lives saved with this kit right here. 26 in the last 2 years. Praise the Father. So, refugemedical.com. Of course, check out Refuge Training for training dates. Hey, Bear, what is your opinion on purchasing real estate right in the current mess our country is in? Larry, that depends. I don't know what disposable income you have. I don't know where you're moving from. I don't know. But you are at the top end of the market right now. I think it's, in some instances, people do need to buy land because they're in a bad place geographically and they need to relocate. In other places, as an investment vehicle, now is not the time I would be buying because everything's super inflated. Take the class as Justice Militia. I agree. 26, that's right, Badger. Woo! I love it. Sold. Hold one back from me, Bear. I have an anniversary coming up. Roger that. What's up?
Someone said those are Tactical.
Tactical. Yeah, I saw that. Doing the Things New Hampshire said that. Raincat, I saw that. That was absolutely awesome. Praise the Father. How long are the bear fat components good for if they remain unused? How long before needing to refurbish the guts? Essentially forever. And for those that don't know, with the bear fat, the way this works is it's Molly compatible on the back, PALS webbing. You've got a Velcro tab here. You pull the tab, grab the red handle. This stays attached to your kit. This comes out. You pop this red tab right here, and you've got all the things you need, right? So you've got your tourniquet, cat tourniquet, gloves, Sharpie, surgical tape, emergency trauma dressing. Back here in the stack, you've got North American Rescue shears, nasopharyngeal airway. I lost my Surgilube, 2 hyphen chest seals, 2 5x9 gauze pads. Then down here, you've got, can you see it? Your quick clot is down here for wound packing. Quick clot. And then you've got a triangle bandage, compressed gauze, survival blanket, 2x2s, 4x4s, 5x9s, duct tape, a whole bunch of other stuff for working the entirety of the March algorithm in this pouch down here. Thoughtfully designed so the things you need immediately you can get to immediately, and then everything else you can triage and work the March algorithm. Massive bleeding, airway, respiratory, circulation, head injury, hypothermia, and then everything else. So the components within this kit, because every one of them adheres to military specification, they all have what's called an NSN number, which is a national stock number, which is required by the government. And anything that has an NSN number has a specified shelf life. And so, for example, tourniquets are printed with a best buy date of 5 years. The tourniquet, unless you have it out in the light where UV, ultraviolet radiation, is degrading the product, the tourniquet will last essentially forever. All the stuff in here will last essentially forever. So if every 5 years you want to refill the guts on your bear pack, you can do that. If you also want to buy the guts only, you can do that at the store. But they last, and they last, and they last. So land will always be a valued commodity. Just do your research. Shabba-dabba-dabba-da. Pink camo is completely invisible in Enchanted Fairy Forest. It's the best thing for hunting unicorns. Indeed, I agree. Thank you, Delonda Bradford. Andy Barnes, let us know what you need, homie. We got you. Oh, this question again. Do you think the jab is the mark or the prelude to the mark, or will it be mandatory Sunday worship? Bro, I think that the jab, how can I say this? Because YouTube just adjusted their misinformation. I think that what you're referring to is a facsimile of the mark because it's man-made. The plagues in the Bible come from the Father. This did not come from the Father. It came from man. And the enemy is a liar and the father of it. And I think it is a facsimile of, it is fear-mongering, man-made fear-mongering to get people to think that it is the end of the world as we know it, that this is a contributing factor to biblical end times. Willing to be proven wrong, but we are not to be given to a spirit of fear. And I think it's just a lie. I think it's the enemy. Wrong, says Jay Hart. Watch this. Jay Hart. Peace, homie. You don't like my opinion, that's fine. You don't have to be here. But what does your shipping time look like for a bear fact, brother? Like a couple of days? I think almost everything is in stock right now. Praise the Father. A couple of days. What's up, Southern Boy Prepper? Yeah, Red Goldall. So everybody's entitled to their opinion, as am I. And you don't have to like my opinion. But for me, the way that I feel about it is that I don't think it is the mark because you will knowingly take the mark. Read Revelation carefully. You will knowingly take it. Nobody's going to trick you into it. You will knowingly take it. Cody Willis, guess they should have a Patreon and they'd know your opinion. Agreed. Shout out to all the new patrons, by the way. I appreciate y'all. Thanks for coming aboard. Once upon a time, I had a thing, and now I don't. Just want to hop in and say howdy and thank y'all. What's up, Sam? Copy that, brother. Thank you. My order's on the way. Bear fact number 2, praise the Father. Amen. Thank you. Rip Curl Readiness. Finally, yes, you will know and have to knowingly accept. That's exactly right. Read the Bible. It's all hidden right there. And it pisses me off when people make biblical arguments without having read the Bible. Go read the Bible. And by that, I mean, here's my copy right here. It doesn't go anywhere. It's pretty well used. And, like, I take notes in it and stuff. Here's a random page in John. See all the notes and the underlinings and the cross references? This is a study tool. Don't purport to know this thing if you don't know this thing. There's scripture for that as well. Shalom, Dylan. The New York governor has spoken at church. Is that one prophecy? No, assholes speak in church all the time. In fact, dare I say, most of the people who speak in churches aren't of the Father. Speaking from the temple. A church is not the temple. The temple's in Jerusalem. Read the word. Have you ever read the Book of Mormon? Yes, I have. I have 2 copies of it. Know your ish before you start talking ish. Thank you, Sarah. Nice Rises video today. Wish we could all be equally joked. Rises vid? Oh, Roses vid. Yeah, that's what you meant. Yep. Thanks, Rip Curl. The video that's likely going to get me banned from YouTube is playing in limited capacity on Patreon currently, so feel free to check that out. Triple G Farms, thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. They will turn you over to the synagogues in Scripture. Joseph Smith was a free. Here we go. Y'all should just argue amongst yourself. Glad to see you're not banned yet. Thanks, Nebraska Prepper. That video hasn't dropped on YouTube yet, so I can't say I'm surprised yet. Do you have a podcast? Look it up on iTunes, and you let me know. The No Pants video was wild. Yeah, that's another one that's Patreon only. I'm telling you what, man, there's a lot of people who like to complain on YouTube. I could never pay $5 a month for the Bear Show. That's fine. You don't have to. But those that do, you get everything that's on YouTube for free already. And there's more content on Patreon than there is on YouTube. And of a different, deeper type as well. Brandon said, wow, what did Brandon say? The chat goes by so quick. Hey, Bear, love the content, love the honesty and the values. What are your thoughts on buying property, what to buy, what not to buy, things to look for? We have a group of around 12 people. Literally covered that a dozen times on Patreon. Brandon, first make sure you can afford it. Next, look at population density above all else. What are you doing?
Nothing.
Yeah, he's going to say hi to the people.
I was just asking where the domino set is.
Where the domino set is? I don't know. I think it might have been down there. Are you not going to say hi to the people?
Hi.
Hi. Bye.
Potato.
Yeah, that's potato. That's right. Bear, will you sing me a song? Chris? No, I don't think I will. The law of the land, common law, they cannot ask you to validate what? Patriotism worth every penny. Thank you. Thanks, Carrie. I appreciate you. I only subscribe to 3 people on Patreon, and you're one of them. Quality over quantity. Thank you, Rachel. I appreciate the quality comment as well, because, you know, I wear it like a badge of honor. Best information, worst production quality on YouTube. Happy to have it. What's wrong with Tennessee? I didn't say anything was wrong with Tennessee. Hey, what's up, Curtis Spencer? Shalom, brother. What happened to that? What's up, Free Spirit? To that one rooster that was picking on you? I don't know what you're talking about, but it was delicious. Hello from Guam. Hello from not Guam. Would you ever visit North Dakota? Maybe. Stay tuned in the springtime. Jonathan Richardson, after your last response and insight on my comment about appreciating your content and being a non-theist, I picked up the book again and am finding myself. Thanks, brother. Praise the Father. And good for you, Jonathan, for heeding the call, the conviction that he put on your heart, man. Praise the Father. I feel led to say be patient with him because he has been patient with you. But asking ye shall receive. And just be diligent. And the negativity and the thoughts and the voices that you'll hear as you're reading, those aren't your thoughts or your voices, and they're certainly not the voice of the Creator. He loves you. He loves all of his children, and he's not going to talk shit about you in your own mind. He's not going to talk shit about himself in your own mind either. So bear that in mind and rebuke that stuff when it comes. Is America the mystery Babylon? If so, do I leave the country? One could make that argument. Bear, do you believe the U.S. is salvageable or divorce is? Oh, it's over. Guys, history does not begin the moment you become aware of it. Somebody asked me a different question. We've had this question 19 times already tonight. There's a ton of negative. Asymmetrical preparedness. Shalom, brother. Now, there's a channel right there. If you're not subscribed to, you ought to be. Michael does a lot of work. Consistent work. Worth checking out. How are you? I'm well. We had Sukkot. It was a blast. It was kind of weird today because there was no one here after having a bunch of people here for the last... Sukkot's 8 days long, but it's 2 days to infill, 1 day to exfill. So it's like 11 days. And it was a blast. And then today it was just like, where'd everybody go? It was almost welcomely boring around here. Gardening plans for the spring, Andrew Barnes. Yeah, of course. Well, right now we've got our fall crops going in. onions and herbs, and my wife's planting more asparagus, and we're going to get some taters in the ground. Planting trees, lots of trees, and let's see. What else? Just planted something for her today. It was like a bush thing. I don't remember what it was, though. I think it was a lilac. That's what it was, but that's not really food. She transplanted some amaranth, or a specific type of edible amaranth, basil. What do you think of Arizona for relocation? Better than California. Are you looking forward to Monday night? I'm psyched. Yes, I am. Do your homework before Monday night. I am psyched. Bear, what's up, Chad? What is your favorite way to prepare sheep meat? 2 ways. The first is whole roasted over a fire, basted with olive oil and herbs. Low and slow for about 6 or 7 hours. And then you can pull it off the fire, lay it on a folding table, and start carving, and it is delish. The next way that I like to do is I like to grind the chain meat, basically what would be like the flank and the brisket, around the ribs and the front quarters. Although anything from this joint, from the elbow joint down, just lop that off and throw it in a stew pot because it's incredibly tough and hard to get off the bone. But then the front quarters, the chain meat, I like to grind that up and make breakfast sausage out of it, or just ground lamb out of it. And then obviously the fish tenders and the tenderloins, backstraps, they come out and usually get grilled, marinated and grilled. And then the hindquarters, there's one big bone in the middle of that quadricep, and I like to debone it and lay that muscle flat, season both sides, and grill it so it's golden brown and delicious on both sides. Then put it offset on the fire for about an hour and a half or so, low fire, indirect heat, and then let it rest and carve that on the bias, and it is the best damn thing you've ever eaten. Triple G Farms, what's up, Ogie Storm Chaser? Asymmetrical Preparedness channel on Patreon is well worth your time and $1. Bear and PJF turned me on to him and 0 regrets. Agreed. Are you a grizzly or a koala? I'm a panda, bro. Come on. You can't see how Asian I am. What's the best optic for night vision? Optic for night vision? You mean like using nods? None. You need a laser designator or a laser sighting device like a D-BAL or a PEC or a whatever. There are several dot sights, including this one here on this particular Freedom dispenser, and it has night vision settings. But what happens with the dot is you get a bloom. It's not a precise dot. It's a bloom. It illuminates a much larger area inside of the dot sight. And so for precision aiming, not so good. So a laser works better. The thing with the laser, though, is anybody else that's got nods on, if you're using an illuminator, they're going to see you. You're going to light right up like a Christmas tree at night. Now, if you're not talking about nods, if you're talking about a night vision optic on a rifle, what's the best? I don't know. But I do know that I have an ATN X-Sight 4K Pro 5-20. The second one that I got from ATN seems to be working well. It needs a good illuminator. It does not work well given ambient light. It's got to have an illuminator. At least the one I have needs to have an illuminator. And I was trying it out in full moonlight the other night, and it still needs an illuminator. And so again, if you're using it operationally, where you're going to be using it in field for defensive reasons, and you click that illuminator on, anybody else with nods is going to see your damn illuminator. It's like shining a flashlight. You're going to know exactly where you are. So do your research. Thoughts on organizing laid-off medical teachers and LEOs to provide alt services outside of the system? Josh, I guess you need to be on Patreon. We discussed that a month ago. Why the shalom greeting? Are y'all Jewish? Gosh dang, Mary. Somebody explain, Mary. Thoughts on organizing? Yeah, absolutely. But I think the challenge there is coordination. We've thought about it. We really have. But I think people need to start forming their little pockets of resistance, their little pockets of liberty. And rather than waiting on one person to organize nationally or internationally, why don't you and 12 of your friends start figuring it out? What do we got here? Thank you, Caitlin Wiggins. And the Hammerer said, you've talked in the past about not buying a wood splitter until you needed it. Any details on that point? I'm not sure if I'm just feeling lazy today. Well, I have a wood splitter, homie. And I've split 4 cords or so this year with it. Here's the thing about Jeff McCloskey, Roger, stand by. Here's the thing about the wood splitter, though. The wood splitter does not require my expertise to run. I can put 2 people or even 1 person that knows nothing about splitting wood on it, give them a 15-minute block of instruction, and walk away. And that's pretty cool. Although I still enjoy occasionally splitting firewood by hand time to time, just because of the physical workout that it provides. But let's be honest, they're like shoulders, lower back. At some point, all the injuries start stacking up, and it's like, that was fun. Somebody put gasoline in the log splitter, and let's get to work. 7.5-inch pistol or 16-inch for a truck gun, pros and cons. 7.5-inch sucks. I don't know why everybody's in love with 7.5-inch. The recoil impulse is ridiculous, and you should just get a flamethrower, bro. Just get a flamethrower. And can you hold that thing on target? 10.5. Get a 10.5, okay? And I'm assuming we're talking 5.56 here. If you're talking subgun calipers like 9mm, 7.5 is fine. But since you added 16-inch in there, I'm assuming we're talking 5.56. So I don't like 7.5 at all. It's a little bit ridiculous. And also, where do you put your hands? So you feel like putting a round through your own hand? Nah. So 10.5 for me, 10.5 or 16. I have both for a truck gun. What's your philosophy of use? Because a truck gun in Cincinnati is different than a truck gun in Wyoming. Okay? Because my truck gun is a 16-inch barrel with a 1-to-8 on it. And I can CQB with the 1-to-8 on 1 power, and I can make, 500-yard shots, 700-yard shots with that 1-to-8. 5.56 at 700 has got no horsepower. But you can connect, or at least I can connect at that distance with that etched reticle in the 1-to-8. And that's my truck gun. But, again, what's your philosophy of use? So 10.5s, the reason for the shorter barrel is for the ability to manipulate the weapon inside of the vehicle. So when you say truck gun, are you doing executive protection where you think you're going to be shooting from the vehicle? If that's the case and you're in a built-up area and you're going to put an EOTech or an aim point or a dot sight on it, then yeah, maybe 10.5 will work for you. If it's the gun you're going to carry around in your truck and you live in a rural area where you're going to have to make shots from 5 meters to 500 meters, then get the 16-inch barrel. Yep. True. Is population density the most likely and dangerous threat? Yes, Easton, it absolutely is. I'm SBR as UCK. Yeah, roger that. So, Pastor Joe Fox, Viking Preparedness, so succinctly stated years ago, before I even had a channel, in SHTF, you have 2 main threats, starvation and people behaving badly. And I agree with that. Based upon all of my research and all my life experiences, that resonates with me. The higher the population density you have, the higher the likelihood that you're going to have issues with starvation, because you've got more people competing over limited resources, and people behaving badly because you've got more people with no resources who become desperate. So, do you like smoking a pipe? I do indeed. Going from a 5.56 to a 300 upper. Thoughts, Bear? Yeah, my immediate question is why? Are you going to be shooting it suppressed with subsonic ammo? The answer is no. Why? What 1-8 do you run? It is a primary arms ACSS reticle 1-8. And I like the hell out of it. It's awesome. Sarah, he's retired, sister. Let him do what the man wants to do. Ham or CB? Ham radio for sure. Doesn't mean you shouldn't have a CB, but CB bans are all but abandoned by anybody other than over-the-road truckers. But even then, that could work in your favor, but understand that you've got no PL tones, no privacy codes, no offsets, none of that with CB. So 300 subs drop a lot. Agreed. Perimeter security in place now on land. Caitlin, are you talking about me? Yeah, of course. Choose the calibers that will be laying around. Yep. And here's the other thing. You can fit a 300 blackout into the chamber of a 5.56. Same magazines, same lowers. And if you do, and you pull that trigger one time, you're going to have a catastrophic mechanical failure. And so if you have 300 blackout systems, they need to be quarantined from your 5.56 systems. Oh, Doc Holiday, Paladin. Ham has more range and security. Agreed. Audio is good, Bear. What are your thoughts on shipping container crisis? Supply. It's a supply chain issue. Supply and demand. I'll put it to you this way. I don't really want to get into that right now. TJ Elton, bless you. Thank you. Would you be willing to offer a $15 Patreon level? Nope. Appreciate the question, Jessica, but you can get it at the $10 level. You get access to all the videos in the write-up, or you can get in at the $20 level and get all of that, plus all of the upper tier content. Yes, there is upper tier content that you don't see unless you're at least a $20 patron, plus all the write-ups, plus the giveaways, plus all the live streams, plus all the videos, plus everything else. 6.5 or 308 for distance. Marty Collins, they'll both do the job. I have successfully shot the 308 out to 1,000 meters and made hits reliably, repeatably, without much of a problem. The 6.5 has a much better ballistic coefficient. The 308's like shooting a rainbow. That being said, there's a lot more of it laying around. It's easier to get a hand on, and it works. Now, granted, it's been around for 100 years. It's not as cool as the 6.5 Creedmoor, but it works. Andrew Static, shalom, brother. Tactical coffee, casualty care. Do you ever do bow hunting? I do not. When I hunt, it's for the meat, and frankly, I can hunt from where I'm sitting. Well, that's, Cameron, bless you. That's not hunting. You know, don't knock it till you try it. I've been cold and wet in the woods many a times, hoping that a deer will walk out so I can go have some dinner. I think I'll shoot them from my porch now. Currently sitting on a homestead in progress, finding Yahushua again through your example. Pulled me and my family through some dark times. Bless you, brother and Bear Nation. You are doing the things. Kevin F., bless you, and praise the Father. Is the world going to get way worse or a little better in the next decade? I would love it to get a little bit better, but I feel like it's going to get way worse. 375 or 408 SHTF. I don't know. 375's got a 350 grain bullet going 3,075 feet per second. It hits pretty damn hard, but the 408 makes hits reliably at 2 miles. So depends on which particular fantasy you're living in. I think a team of archers would be valuable. Perhaps, and I think when we identify your team of archers on the battlefield, we'll sit 305 meters away and watch all of the arrows slung from your longbows land 5 meters in front of us while we take slow aimed fire at your position with our 1-8 optics off of our 5.56 uppers. What religion are y'all talking about? None. Religion is of man, and men are full of shit. I read the Bible and do what it says. I placed an order for a pink camel bear fact for my wife, brother. She is really looking forward to receiving it. Thank you, Bear Independent. Thank you, Hans. You're awesome. Damn all these people, get a pistol, a carbine, and shotgun, and become proficient. Right? Hey, what's up, following Yeshua? What's going on, brother? That's exactly right. Read the book, do what it says. Frank Puzzleman, shalom, brother. Archers for food only, maybe. Question for your wife. Best painkillers that are herbal. Woodford Reserve. I don't think it comes from corn. Sour mash, actually. Read through Foxfire and found some good stuff. You want her thoughts. Well, I don't think she's issuing her thoughts. I thought men wrote the Bible. Divinely inspired word of God. Don't make me smack you in the pee-pee. What are your thoughts on the greater Exodus? It's a real thing. It's going to happen. It's prophesied all throughout the word, and I don't think most people are ready for it. Bear, how are you? I'm great. Thanks for asking. Donnie O'Keefe, I feel like you should be running an Irish bar somewhere, probably southwest of Boston. Donnie O'Keefe's, come on down. Dollar pints, Tuesdays and Thursdays from 4 to 6. Dug 70 feet of potatoes. Fixed the little things on the bug out RV. Thanks for the motivation. Awesome. Whipped vodka over Sukkot, and it's the bomb. I don't even know what that means. Johnny Freedom Seed, what's up? Maybe archers are a great idea for those unarmed or poor. Poor is a choice. I grew up poor. And let me be frank with you. I have zero tolerance for anybody that plays the oh woe is me game. None. Getting back to hunting, bear do you hunt? I hunted for food growing up. We grew our food. We had a 2-acre garden. 2-acre garden. So that we had food to eat. Wearing hand-me-downs to school. Getting up before the sun to feed the animals. Taking a rifle into the woods to go find some meat for the table. Splitting firewood as a young man, as a kid before I was even a man, so that the house would stay warm. Very little money at times coming into the household. And you know what? Here I am now. By the hand of the Father and through blood, sweat, tears, time, and treasure, we have 4 businesses and 2 ministries. And I'm blessed with an awesome wife and wonderful kids and a homestead and a tribe of brothers and sisters. I don't give a single shit about people's excuses. You want to be poor, you'll be poor. You want to not be poor, you'll figure out how to not be poor. Nobody's oppressing you but you. So, buy a damn Glock. They're $600. You can't afford a Glock? Buy a Taurus G2 or G3. They're $300 and they work. A good bow is $300. I don't want to hear it. Hey, text the oldest if you would, Mama San. Find out what her details are.
She's saying they're playing tomorrow.
Okay, good. Miss Lovely Dudley. Sell your purse and buy a sword. No, it's sell your cloak and buy a sword. You need the purse. That's where the money goes.
They won 19-1.
They run 19-1. Hot damn, those girls can play some softball. That's cool. Are you still doing the 75 hard, or did that stop after day 75? Great question. It stopped after day 75, which actually for me was day 84 for reasons. But then Sukkot happened, and during 75 hard, I lost a total of 42 pounds. I gained 5 of it back during Sukkot, which is in of itself a miracle, given the amount of food that was presented in front of me. 24/7, 365, praise the Father. I mean, let me not exaggerate. Bear Camp will need a PT program just to maintain our weight from going up during the apocalypse. Everybody in this camp can cook. Everybody. It was awesome. So I gained 5 pounds during Sukkot, even trying to mind my P's and Q's, man. Just watch my metrics. And then October 1st, which is 2 days away, I start 75 hard cycle 2, and my goal there will be to drop another 30 pounds over those 75 days, as well as not eliminate but reduce the number of cigars that I smoke. And then also for the upper tiersmen on Patreon, we'll be starting another round October 1st of Sustain, Improve as well. So if you're upper tier on Patreon, be watching out for that. And there will be a all-hands Zoom call that goes along with that for the upper tiersmen. Bravo Whiskey! What's up? I've got to drop another 15 down 30 already. Robert Larson, that's awesome. But yes, I did complete 75 hard. I'll tell you, the last 6 days, on day 69, I was like, this sucks. I want it to be over. And then literally my mantra became, finish strong. Just finish strong. It's 6 more days, Bear Man. Just get it done. And I did. And it was good. So good that I will be doing it again. Bear, do you keep some ramen noodles in your preps? I do, my teenagers really like to eat them. So my ramen noodle inventory fluctuates, if that makes sense. So I'll buy a bunch and my wife will go, oh my gosh, where are we going to put all of it? And then I'll say in the teenagers, and then they eat some of it and then I buy some more. So, but this is the concept of a working pantry. You stock the things you eat. Do you know anyone who sells the black tip 308 projectiles? I don't. I know some idiots who took regular projectiles and painted the tips black and said they were armor piercing. So watch out for that. Can you increase the 9mm velocity to overcome plates? No. Well, maybe. You can't. Russian Special Forces did, where they necked down the 9mm cartridge, I think, to 7.65 and put like a 35 grain projectile in there, like a super long spear pointed thing. And it will go through soft armor, but not hard armor. See, this is the thing where everybody flips out about the FN57 round and the HK46 round, the best rounds on the market. You know why that round was created? It's a 22 Magnum, just so we're on the same page here. It's a 22 Magnum. And it was created because in the 90s, the United States was worried that Russian paratroopers were going to paratroop in behind the rear lines of our deployed forces, and the people in the rear were going to have to be shooting Russian paratroopers who were wearing soft body armor, and we needed a way to slip rounds through the soft body armor. So they came up with the 5.7, which is a 22 Magnum that would slip through that soft body armor and not make good hits, but at least make some hits on the Russian paratroopers. Now, nobody shoots in this zone anymore anyway because of the proliferation of body armor. So 5.7 and 4.6 were designed to go through soft armor. Well, militarily speaking, because of the proliferation of body armor, there's no point in using that round anymore anyway. And the really good rounds for 5.7 and 4.6 you can't get anyway because you're not law enforcement or military. And so the thing to do is shoot the pelvic girdle and then shoot the terminal T because of the proliferation of body armor. Have you heard about Ice Age Farmer? Hello, new here. Eagle Dancer, welcome. I have, and in fact, if you search Bear Independent Ice Age Farmer, you'll find some content we've done together. So, on day 76, Bear's chainsaw kicked back hard on his leg and the chainsaw died. Correct. It bled out. And destroy the ballistic coefficient with BB glue to your tips. Huh. Hans, what do you classify as upper tiers, brother? Which level? 20, 50, 100. 20, 50, 100 on Patreon. And at the $20 level, you get a Bear mug. At the $50 level, you get a Bear t-shirt. And at the $100 level, you get an exclusive Bear hoodie. The t-shirt and the hoodie are exclusive. You cannot buy them. They're not available anywhere else. So it's cool, too, because we've seen a few of them in the wild, and it's awesome. It's like, oh, you're cool. Like, you're a hardcore supporter of the show. It's awesome. Do you reload? Nope. Bear, do you like pears? Kinda. Bear, because even Chuck Norris needs a hero. Ah, Chad, bless you. Bear, what kind of cigar is that? It is a Drew Estates Factory Smokes Sweet. When does the Dangerous video drop? I think, I don't know. In a few days. Show me the hoodie. Oh, I just happen to have one laying right here. No, I don't have one laying right here.
I got mine upstairs.
That's fine. I'll be honest with you. I don't want your support at that tier if it's predicated on whether or not you like the hoodie. If you like the show that much, support the show. We'll send you a hoodie. But don't let it be because you just got to have the hoodie. Don't be a gear whore. Preston Black, thank you. How much for a bear hug? A lot. I need to know you. So, you can't buy a bear hug. I need to know you. Can you explain this Messianic Bible? Why do you use that translation? Almost like I should have shot a video 3 years ago about why I use this Bible. Search Bear Independent Bible in the YouTube search bar, and you will find exactly what you want to know. Why don't you have cigar sponsors yet? Well, it's funny you say that. You know, hold on. Let me get this hag out of the way. Hans Hammond, bless you, bro. Bippity boppity boo. What do I have here? From Chaffee Oat Collection. Chaffee Oat Collection. Which I like the way they do this. This isn't a label. It's a sticker that's double-sided taped onto their packaging. That needs to go on my fridge with all my other stickers. What shall we have? How about a lovely See No Evil right there? Chaffee Oat is huge in supporting anti-trafficking. A portion of all the money that they earn is dedicated to funding anti-human trafficking charities. And they make excellent cigars. And so if you think the trafficking of human beings is an abomination and you like smoking cigars, I'm not saying you should start smoking cigars. I'm saying you already like smoking cigars. Chaffee Oat Collection. CHAFFIOT. Charlie Hotel Alpha Foxtrot India Oscar Tango ChaffeeOatCollection.com. And I've talked to them a few times on the phone. They're damn good people. From what I already know about them, they're damn good people. How does the scriptures compare to the New King James Version? Bear Independent Bible, YouTube search bar. You need a sign language interpreter, let me know. I might, because apparently we got a bunch of deaf people here. Bear, that's so mean. How could you say it? You know, I'll give you a little insider baseball. I have noticed every time I get pissed and tell a whole bunch of people to quit, you know what happens? My numbers go up. Every time I'm nice to y'all, the videos get a few views. When I'm pissed and I yell at you, they get all the views. What is up with you? Like, are y'all struggling with self-worth issues here? Was your daddy didn't hug you enough? What's going on? I don't get it. I don't get it. Double tapping hillbilly. That's my brother from another mother right there. Shalom, brother. Beer fingers. Any advice for cutting trees down close to power lines? Yeah. If you don't know how to do it, don't do it. Because you're going to get dead and you're going to pay a lot of money for the power company to come out and fix your problem. If you can safely insert a rope around the tree, tie it off with a bowline knot, and use the rope, tension the rope with a couple of come-alongs or a winch line or whatever to pull the tree over, I recommend that. Make sure you keep a bunch of holding wood in your hinge when you make your back cut. A lot of noobs cut through the holding wood when they make their back cut. That's a no-no. You use the back cut to steer the direction of the fall. You don't cut through the holding wood. So, yeah, and be careful and don't bite off more than you can chew. Felling trees is dangerous anyway and can be catastrophic if done wrong. It's even worse around power lines. So if you don't know what you're doing, don't do it. Get somebody who does. Any advice on protecting a house against Molotov cocktails? Do you know, literally yesterday, for the $10 and up patrons, I posted an entire write-up on how you know what? I can find it. What was the title of that post, that write-up? Defensive considerations in a counterinsurgency. Defensive considerations in a counterinsurgency, replete with illustrations as to how one would set things up. For example, chain link fences to prevent the throwing of things like grenades and RPGs and Molotov cocktails. The next thing I would say is, if you live in a place where you are legitimately concerned about somebody throwing a Molotov cocktail into your house, you need to move. That's a big problem. Backwoods Packer. Slapping power lines together makes pretty blue balls. Yeah, double tapping hillbilly. It'll also make you need some new drawers occasionally. OFC Nation, bless you. Thank you. Yes, you caught me. I'm peddling a wash tub full of socks. It's definitely not the rain. What does the Bible say about the rapture? Nothing. The rapture is made up. Research John Darby. That's what it says about it. Your numbers show up because they can relate to you. I'm back, had company. My Manhattan cocktails don't burn well, but they taste good. There you go. Sounds like a paddle boat behind you. You caught me. I'm on a paddle boat, guys. This whole time, I've been neglecting to tell you that this is indeed a houseboat. So, you caught me. Yeah, Rapture Theory is a new idea. Thank you, Sonia. Other places. It's Angela Rose. Shaloha, Angela Rose. Other places in the world, believers within the Christian faith, if you ask them about the rapture, they will look at you like you have four heads. You know why? Because they're reading the Bible and doing what it says to the best of their ability, and the rapture's not in the Bible. Bear went, Noah, I like that. Bear, new people moved in across the street today, starting vetting this weekend. Awesome. Bring them something to introduce them to the neighborhood and get a feel for them when you do. Also, be ready to offer after they get settled in to have them over for dinner or to get the kids together at the park or whatever. Have a next move already planned. Which brand would you recommend, Olight or Streamlight? I have both. I don't care. They're fine. Which one do you like more? Streamlight has more of a tactical reputation. Olight has worked fine for me. Bug out houseboats. I like it. Any particular apple or other fruit trees you suggest? That depends entirely on what your latitude is. I like apples. I like nut trees because they create great fodder for animals. And cherries are good. What the hell makes anyone so special that they won't have to suffer like the rest of us? I agree. My neighbor volunteered to help pull fence post out before I even moved in. He's a good guy. I like it. First Thessalonians 4:16 and 17. That's in the front of the book, right? Sheeby-dobby-doo. Titus, Hebrews. I think it's after 2nd Jude. 1 Thessalonians 4:16 and 17. Yeah, absolutely. Because the master himself shall come down from heaven with a shout and the voice of a chief messenger with the trumpet of Elohim, and the dead in Messiah shall rise first. Then we, the living who are left over, shall be caught away together with them in the clouds to meet the master in the air. So we shall always be with the master. So then encourage one another with these words. Absolutely. Let's let Scripture interpret Scripture. Where's my revelation? 21. And I saw a renewed heaven and a renewed earth, for the former heaven and the former earth had passed away, and the sea is no more. And I, Yochanan, John, saw the set-apart city, the renewed Jerusalem. By the way, all of y'all who got a hard time, well, we're not Israel. That was done away with, replacement theology. It's not a renewed Cincinnati. It's a renewed Jerusalem, coming down out of the heaven from Elohim, prepared as her bride, adorned for her husband. And I heard a loud voice from the heavens saying, see, the booth of Elohim is with men, and he shall dwell with them, and they shall be his people, and Elohim himself shall be with them and be their Elohim. So this is in Revelation 21, after Yeshua destroys everybody in the damn world who doesn't believe who he is. And here we go also in 21, verse 9, and one of the seven messengers who held the seven bowls filled with the seven last plagues, came to me and spoke with me, saying, come, and I will show you the bride, the Lamb's wife. And he carried me away in the spirit to a great and high mountain and showed me the great city, the set-apart, drumroll, Jerusalem, descending out of the heaven from Elohim, having the esteem of Elohim, and her light was like a most precious stone, like a jasper stone, clear as crystal, and having a great and high wall, having 12 gates, and the gates 12 messengers, and the names written on them, which are those of the 12 tribes of the children of Israel. So this is in Revelation 21, which is the second to last book in the Bible, and I would defy you to find the rapture otherwise described in the Bible. Shabba-dabba-doo. Leftover after what? Read Matthew 13, right? Anyway, I don't feel like arguing with people about the rapture. Read the Bible and do what it says. You see any possible threat of fighting on U.S. soil? Yes, TJ Elton, but here's the thing, and you're going to learn this as you spend more time with this channel. All things are possible. Not all things are probable. It's possible that Panamanian paratroopers land in my hayfield over there and take direct action towards me on my back porch right now, and we get to live stream a firefight. It's possible. It's not at all probable. So, Yako, Lori, I was actually supposed to get his number from Elijah Schaefer, and that didn't happen. So if you've got Yako's number, hook me up, admin@bearindependent.com. Yes, Carrie Stennett, it was a guy named John Darby who came up with the rapture. "8 months off grid, the damn Yankee, bless you." 2 sightings of alleged Haitians in the Austin area. Alleged Haitians. Alleged Haitians. That's an interesting phrase. I can allege anybody's a Haitian. Don't share bad intel. Share actionable intel. I think China and Russia will attack us here in U.S. soil. I disagree. If I was China and Russia, I would let us eat ourselves for as much as possible. Russia is not that big of a threat. They're very good at what they do, and they've got decent width, but they don't have much depth. China, on the other hand, has got a couple billion people. They're not necessarily great at what they do, but quantity has a quality all of its own. If I was either one of them, I would just let us eat ourselves alive, as we're already starting to do. And then maybe, sweep up and clean up the pieces. But if that was to happen, I think that's years and years away. Soccer Freak, the scriptures. Soccer Freak, look at the screen. What does it say? The scriptures. Right there. Right there. The scriptures. A little Sun Tzu, right? What's up, Tabar? Massive theology conversation with the wife. Sounds like a good time. All my porch people have abandoned me. Euphrates River almost completely dry. Almost as if solar cycles are real. You think this is it, or is it going to get better again? You know, I can go two ways with that. I think it's going to get worse before it gets better. And I think if it gets better, it'll be because enough people at a grassroots level understand the blessing that they have had from their creator and the blessing that they have had thus far to be able to operate with as much liberty and freedom as possible to this point. And because of liberty and freedom, we've been able to build the things that we have built in this nation. But this nation's already eating itself. I do not think that one man or one woman can mandate that we're going to make America great again. Top down doesn't work. You need to work from the bottom up to make that happen. We win in the end, so it will get better. Agreed, Okie Storm Chaser. Agreed. Was Vice bullshit when they were filming you? They were all right people. They filmed 5 hours of content for the 5 minutes that they put into their video. So be it. Vice, they're funded by Soros. Yeah, everybody's funded by Soros, Michael Priest. You're watching this on YouTube, which is owned by Google, which is owned by Alphabet Company. Is the Scriptures 2000... What's up, Justin? 2009 edition better than the newer editions? I don't know. I have no issue with the 2016 translation as well. I just have the 2009 version. If you faithfully follow Christ, you will always win. Right. What does following him look like? Are you going to just pay lip service to him? As he says, these people are near to me with their mouth, but their hearts are far from me? Or are you going to do what he tells you to do? Go Preston Black. That's a beautiful thing to seek, sprout, keep it up, blah, blah, blah. How's the land hunt for Caleb House coming along? Kerry, very frustratingly, it is coming along. But very frustratingly, land is doing stupid things in our area because a whole bunch of people have all of a sudden figured out, as if many, many people have been screaming it from the rooftops for a long time. What's up, Garen? You don't want to be in the cities. And so now the price of land around here has gotten ridiculous. But we're being diligent. We're still looking. We don't have near enough money to purchase anything for Caleb House yet. But as the Father feels led to, or as people feel led by the Father to donate towards Caleb House, they do. And we sock that away. And we will use that to purchase land for Caleb House when the time comes. So I'm sure the Father will provide. it's just kind of frustrating because I'm a go guy, and it feels very much so like he's like, hey, just take a deep breath. It's going to be okay. I'm like, yeah, I know, but I like to attack problems. And he's like, yeah, I'm going to do some attacking for you. You just hang on. Like, okay, roger that. Shalom, Mark. Get her, Sarah. How much land is needed for being self-sufficient? That depends. Define self-sufficient. Are Caleb House donations done differently than Grindstone? No, they're not. But you can bookmark your donations specifically for Caleb House at grindstoneministries.com. Additionally, we do get checks from people where they earmark on the check Caleb House. And so we have operational fund and Caleb House. An operational fund is the type of thing where, hey, let's go to Louisiana for storm relief and run supply runs down there. By the way, many of y'all donated to that, so thank you. We've actually got somebody going Wednesday on behalf of Grindstone down to Louisiana to a different site so that we can determine the viability of doing a construction deployment down there as well as continuous supply runs. And the Bear Nation has been awesome with supply runs to southeastern Louisiana. Shalom, brother. Good night. I mean, we've had trailer upon trailer upon trailer delivered. We've had Penske trucks filled with pallets of stuff delivered. It's just been incredible. And so we have our Grindstone guy is going down on Wednesday to get a look at Louisiana. Then we'll also be running another supply run. Us personally, we'll be running another supply run down. And then we're going to determine what we need to deploy as far as construction assets down there, and then also equipment, heavy equipment for debris removal down there. Thank you, Knit Diver 5. Where should I go for questions between Christianity and Torah following? The Bible. We've got hundreds of videos here of me reading the Bible on camera that will flesh out a lot of those questions. And there's other channels as well. Shofar Mountain is a channel with Pastor Joe. It's got the same thing, reading the Bible from a Torah observant perspective. You've got Following Yeshua, another channel about reading the Bible and doing what it says. You've got Zach Bauer at #2 Torah that has a lot of good apologetics. Well, Paul says, yeah, you know what else Paul says in 1 Corinthians 1 verse 13? I thank God that I baptized not one of you. Has Messiah been divided? Were you baptized in the name of Paul? Are you covered by the blood of Paul? Thank God, no. So even Paul says, don't start with me with that Paul says bull crap. But new to Torah on YouTube, Unlearn is another one. Parable of the Vineyard is another one. There are many 119 ministries. There's many, many good teachings out there. 1501 Geronimo, thank you. Is the guy from Viking Preparedness your dad? You know, Justin, we really try to not talk about it, but I've thus far been unable to get him to take the DNA test. So thanks for bringing that up. That's really nice of you. Appreciate that. Thanks for touching the sore spot. It's great, Justin. Good job. When buying land, I found some completely bare and some with neglected buildings. Is it better to build from scratch or demo and rebuild? So TJ, if you are on a budget, and most people are, with existing buildings, you generally have existing utilities and roads, or at least semi-passable roads, and at a minimum, power run in, water run in, and maybe a septic system. And if you can find a property, even with old rundown buildings, it will save you tens of thousands of dollars on utilities. And so I'd recommend actually that people find property with rundown buildings on it, because the sale value is going to be lower because the buildings may not be viable to live in, but you've already got a water line. You've already got a power line. You may already have a septic tank, and you probably already have some type of road in, and that's a major shortcut. It's going to save you tens of thousands of dollars. Are y'all taking volunteers for Grindstone and Caleb House? Yeah, Kevin, admin at Bear Independent. Preston Black, I planted 40 fruit trees last year. I read the Torah portion again this year about mixed seeds. I have a pluri tree, cherry plums. Should I wait to see if it bears and see the producer rip that sucker out? Go with your conviction on that. It's not to mix your seed in your field. There's also a Torah for the first 3 years. You don't eat the fruit of that tree at all. You just let it fall. The 4th year, you take the fruit of that and you offer it unto Yah. And then from the 5th year forward, that's your fruit. Arkansas living. What's up? Right, Sarah? I feel you, sister. I feel you. Weekly updates. Bless you. Thank you. Shalom, Carrie. Update. Haven't heard from Billy Bird since they called him a Fed. Right. I got to go to LA County to take care of my elderly father. No firearms. What should I do? You know I can't answer that question on YouTube, which means Nebraska Prepper, you know the damn answer. Good night. Love your content. Love the education. Stephen, bless you. P.S. You can't hide from liberalism. See you soon. Negative. I'm not hiding at all from liberalism. I live in Oklahoma by the hand of the Father, and there is no doubt at all that we were moved here. We weren't even trying to live here, and the Father moved us here. So what's the plan when communications are not working? Tim, you need to figure that out yourself. We have our own commo plan, and it is not something that we share with anybody, least of all people we've never met before on the internet. Texas T, have you noticed more and more people asking about your faith? I have. And on the one hand, it's encouraging, and on the other hand, it's obnoxious as hell, because half of those questions are disingenuous. And so to that point, if you can't be polite about a man's faith, shut the hell up and go somewhere else. But if you are genuinely interested, I'm encouraged by that. And I think it's because of the level of uncertainty we see in the world right now that people are starting to realize that maybe they shouldn't have turned a blind eye to their creator for so long. So, hey, Hood, what's up? You know, and I find it interesting how many billions of people around the world will espouse a belief in Jesus Christ. And then when you have somebody like me, who, as I like to say, is so Christian that the Christians don't like me, now all of a sudden the whole brothers and sisters in Christ covered by the blood of the Lamb stuff goes right out the window, and they want to go looking for specks in my eye with planks in their own. And it's honestly a little obnoxious. It's honestly a little obnoxious. Has Messiah been divided? Let's go back to Pauline doctrine. Has Messiah been divided? No. No, he has not. That's right, tread on this. Bless you. Hey, Bear, how often do you go over priorities of work, security, hygiene, eating, etc.? Regularly. Mark Brantley, bless you. Don't even start with me about phases of the moon and calendars. That is a great way to divide an assembly. I've seen it happen multiple times, and I think it's absolute and utter bullshit. People, again, people will find reasons to not fellowship with one another rather than acknowledging their brothers and sisters in Christ. True, that part of being Christ-like, whipping and flipping tables. Right, Robert Williams? Exactly. Suddenly worried about my dog after exposing Billy Bird. That's funny. You don't profit from religion. I try not to. Go out of my way not to. This has got to be exhausting, a.k.a. Alice. One might say that. One might say that. Feed corn, prepper for life. Feed corn. Not deer corn. Deer corn's literally the bottom of the barrel. You get feed corn. Get in 40 or 50 pound sacks. You put it in Mylar bags inside of buckets. The buckets don't need to be food grade. If you're using Mylar, you add 2,500 cc's per 5-gallon bucket of oxygen absorbers, and you sprinkle 1 cup, 8 fluid ounces of diatomaceous earth, food grade diatomaceous earth per 50-pound bag when you bucket it up. Bear has never asked for tithes to his church. I don't have, I mean, I'm part of an assembly. I don't ask for tithes. The Father's badass. If he convicts y'all to donate to Grindstone, bless you, and then we take that and go do good works with it to the best of our ability. That's it. I earn a living from Patreon and from Refuge Medical, and neither of those is a massive living. I'm not, you guys see me. I'm trying to finish my outhouse. Okay, I'm not over here buying new pickup trucks or a yacht or a helicopter or flexing. I'm trying to finish my outhouse. Okay, so that's how, a workman is worth his hire, and that's the work that I do. And I think that we provide an equitable product for the money. So, what will happen if you get disappeared from YouTube? How many times do I got to say it? Go follow the alt channel. Alt channel is the Blue Collar President, and sign up on Patreon. We'll be there. Outhouse flex. Ken Warland, the deer keep eating the old apples I throw out back every night. Wondering what I can do about this. Love you and what you do. Well, Ken, they might benefit from a little negative persuasion at about 3,200 foot per second or so. Somewhere in there. Anywhere between, I'd say, 2,500 and 3,200 foot per second would probably work out pretty good. Well, Okie, you had to bring up the pink Hummer. Well, other than the pink Hummer, I'm not profiting at all. What can I say? Our church needed a pink Hummer, so I just blew the entire Grindstone budget on a pink H1. You caught me. Ben Merritt, you're welcome. When did Moses get to retire? When he was old. 120 years old. And he didn't retire so much as he died before he went into the promised land, because he was told by the Father to speak to the rock, not strike it. And he didn't listen, and he got pissed, and he smacked the rock with his staff to bring forth water. And then he didn't even give credit to Yah. He said, look what we've done for you, he and Aaron. Actually, Aaron was dead by that point. Look what I've done for you. Not, look what Yah has done for you. But what's interesting is if you read through Exodus and Leviticus, you'll see at other times he did smack the rock with his staff, and that's what brought forth the water. But in this particular instance, Yah said, don't smack the rock, speak to it. And he didn't listen. He didn't follow the commands. That's sin. He transgressed the word of Yah. And because he sinned, he did not enter into the promised land. I mean, amazing concepts. It's almost as if the Bible interprets the Bible. So, Moses was buried by Yah himself. Could you imagine? You know what, Chris? Read carefully the account of that. There was a battle for the body of Moses. Yeah. Do the research on that. There was a battle for the body of Moses. If you get banned from YouTube, would that not include Patreon? I thought Patreon uses YouTube's platform. Patreon uses whatever I use. Patreon does not host content. They allow me to post content. Thank you, Texas T. I appreciate you, brother. So I've posted videos from Vimeo on Patreon. I've posted videos from Rumble on Patreon. It doesn't matter where the content's hosted. I can post it on Patreon. Shalom, Jay Johns. Matthew Johnson, hello. Thank you. Can a sinner be forgiven? Of course. Call in the name of Yeshua Messiah, confess your sins, and then repent. And true repentance means you stop doing it. It's the word teshuva, which means to turn from. Turn from your wicked ways and turn back to the Father. Yeah, there was just a little problem with troll bots earlier, and now we're in slow mode. Good point. Chandler Barter, look it up. There was a battle for the body of Moses. Dark Knight Diesel, your genuine belief shows through in your works, and that is what drew me back into my faith after witnessing the hypocrisy for the modern church. Thank you. Bless you, Dark Knight Diesel. Bless you. Like Batman on a budget. Bless you, brother. It was good to meet you, by the way. I appreciate you. Jude 9. Are you righteous? Scratch. Great question. To the best of my ability. And we will define righteousness out of the New Testament. Luke 1 verse 6, blamelessly walking in the commands of Yah. Am I perfectly righteous? No. No man is perfectly righteous. No, not one. Shalom, Badger. Bless you, brother. What about Cain? Could he ask forgiveness? Of course he could ask forgiveness. He had the opportunity. He could have been killed for his transgression, but he wasn't. In fact, the Father marked him so that nobody would kill him. See, people say righteous in Jesus' blood. Copy that. What does that mean? Because if sin via the New Testament, 1 John 3 verse 4, sin is lawlessness. And Jesus, Yeshua, removed sin from the world. He removed lawlessness. So if he removed if he removed lawlessness, what did he establish? He removed sin from the world. Sin is lawlessness. 1 John 3 verse 4. Sin is lawlessness, and all who do sin do lawlessness. So sin is transgression of the law. So if Yeshua, Jesus, removed sin from the world, what did he remove? He removed lawlessness. So that means, what is he establishing? The law. What is righteousness? Luke, the Gospel of Luke, 1 verse 6, blamelessly walking in the commands of Yah. The law. So what did he establish it? What did he do? My bear bucket is coming on Saturday. I'm excited about it. Awesome, Matt. Thank you. The Father, through TJ, literally saved my life, which gave me the great opportunity to save the life of another. God is great, and so are you, you big teddy bear. Tread on this. Bless you, brother, and praise the Father, man. Michael Alford, don't even start. We've already been over that. Bless you, Hans. Do what you got to do. Shalom, brother. If you had to choose one, would you choose a bear fac or training? Oh, that's a good question. Not one more inch. We've had 2 lives saved with the trainer kit that came from training, which you keep. So I guess if you had to have just one, if you already know tactical medicine, get the bear fac. If you don't already know tactical medicine, go to the 4-hour class and you get a trainer kit with a cat tourniquet, legit cat tourniquet, legit chest seals, combat gauze trainer, compressed gauze, nasopharyngeal airway, etc. And that's yours to keep. You retain that at the end of class. Emergency trauma dressing. And we've had 2 lives that have been saved with the trainer tourniquet that was brought home from class. So I would say if you're looking for an expedient kit and knowing how to use it, go to training. If you already legitimately know how to use the kit, then get the bear fac. Shalom, Solo. Yeah, I don't have too much left in me either. Could the battle for Moses' body be because Satan doesn't want him as one of the two witnesses? It's possible. Is the trainer kit the same as the bear fact? No, it's different. With proper training, you can save lives with almost anything. You can. With proper training, I can go to war with a 30-30 lever action deer rifle. I'd much rather have an AR-15. If you're planning to improvise, you're planning to fail. That being said, we do teach them level 4 how to improvise, but I would much rather stop a bleed with a tourniquet and a pressure dressing than figure out how to make one. And that's, I mean, we cover that in a level 3 class as well. But I'd rather have a purpose-built kit than depend on having to MacGyver my way through a problem as somebody's bleeding to death. Bear, could you re-upload a video how to apply a tourniquet? I can't find it. Can you get the Bear Blend coffee on Disaster Coffee? I think you can. I also think you can get it at the Bear store, bearindependent.com. Raincat, that's cool. Someone got a snip snip. Nice. Wife must be happy. What are you talking about? Shalom, Lady Smith. Can't find the Smelly Roses video. That's because it ain't out yet on YouTube. It's out on Patreon. It's not out on YouTube. Dark Knight. I think the Adventure Kit has a bag-only option. Let's go look. Sheeby-dabby-doo. It has a guts-only option. It doesn't have a bag-only option. You can get the stuff that goes in the bag. You can't get just the bag. And honestly, that's because those bags are hard to come by for us. So how do you like being famous? I don't like it at all. I'm being dead honest with you. It's kind of weird, honestly. I'm humbled by the fact that we have been blessed by the Father to touch so many people's lives. I don't like being famous, though. I didn't start this channel to be famous. I'm not interested in being famous. I don't want the notoriety or the stress, frankly, that comes with being pseudo-famous on the internet. But to the extent that that set of circumstances allows the Father to work in people's lives and what we do is a blessing for people, not because of us, but because of Him, then I'll deal with it. But it ain't all it's cracked up to be. I totally understand why people in Hollywood lose their cool and punch reporters in the face. I'd do it too. That quick. I would punch MFers in the face. That fast. It's stressful. I mean, I've been at gas pumps and had people say, "Hey man, are you that bear guy?" Yep. And I mean, it's weird too, because this isn't as far as this YouTube is concerned. There's 1 billion users on YouTube, and we've got 130,000 subs. In the scope of things, in a country with 340 million people in it, you'd think, and it is the hand of Yah, because mathematically it doesn't add up that no matter where we go in the country, I end up running into somebody that's like, "Hey, aren't you Bear?" I'm like, "Yeah, that's Yah," because statistically, mathematically, otherwise it doesn't make sense. So I try and honor that, and it's always been good, even if it is stressful at times. As a wife, I appreciate snip snip. From your past posts, I remember a beautiful wife. I have a beautiful wife. I also don't have a snip snip, so I don't know what you're talking about. My balls are intact, ma'am. Thank you for bringing it up, though. Bear, I was invited by the guys in our tribe to go shooting with them on Monday. I'm totally hooked. Hubby is proud. Good job, Rain Cat. Good job. What's up, Em? MT Plainsman. We have some rudimentary blacksmithing skills, but nothing that's terribly impressive. Oh, My balls or my hair? I don't know. I need a haircut. Well, maybe that's what she's talking about with snip, snip. I do need a haircut. I'm looking like a long-haired hippie. Cure that another day. But Mrs. Ironside, thank you. Bless you. Hair and beard bear independence. Copy that. Well, forgive me then, sister. My beard is in moderate phase, but praise the Father, the season is changing, and I have no intention of trimming my beard until springtime-ish. And mark my words, within a month, we're going to start getting the comments of, oh my gosh, how long have you been growing your beard for? It's so big. It's so thick. What do you do? How do you, I'm like, simmer down, man. Quit. What are you so interested in another man's beard for? That's just weird. But I do nothing to it. It just grows. I've had this beard since I was 15 years old. In fact, let's see. I may be able to do this. Let's see if I can find it. During Sukkot, I was showing pictures of me as a young man. I've got a picture of me, I think. Here we go. How old was I in this picture? Maybe 19, with a brand new steel 460, with my foot up on my John Deere 650 dozer, cutting timber back in the day. Look at that beard. Look at that beard right there. Doing the things. Yeah. I was legit, man. I was legit when everybody's like, you know, like I was saying before, when people are like, you don't understand, I'm poor. You don't understand, I don't care. See everything in that picture? I bought that with cash. I bought that with cash that I earned, busting my ass, cutting timber. Here's another picture of me in the woods, sitting on a felled tree with my chainsaw. That's how I earned a living. That's how I made money. That's how I paid the bills, put food in the pantry. Was cutting timber. And I started that business with a $500 pickup truck and a $200 chainsaw. And I worked my ass off. And by the time I sold that business, I had 38 employees and 14 trucks. And yeah, so I've had a beard for a long time. Here's a picture of me climbing a wind turbine. Check that out. Not afraid of work. Not afraid of heights either, if you haven't figured that out. But here's what I looked like when I met my wife. Executive construction bear. Look at that fine young man right there. Mm-hmm. Hard ass. Why so serious? Jay Johns, because I was a hard ass. That's why. But I've had a beard for a long time, and everybody's always like, Bear, what do you do to your beard? Nothing. Not a thing. I occasionally drink whiskey, and I put sawdust in it, and then I sweat a lot. And that apparently, coupled with my Germanic background, is enough to allow me to produce absolutely luscious facial hair. Nice, took down a snag today, but with just my body weight and a run fueled by desire not to have a tree fall on me. Oh, man. I set up a wind turbine once that wouldn't stop and appeared like a propeller. Nice. I've got, I think I might have a couple other cool pics on here. Let's see. Tree work pics. Because I started cutting timber from the ground, and then I learned to climb. My dad taught me to climb, and then I started climbing, and then, you know, the rest is history from there. If you know how to fell trees from the ground and how to climb them from the air, now all of a sudden you can do the things when it comes to wood. Let's see. Maybe I can find it. Maybe I can't. There's something dripping on my roof, and it's rather obnoxious. I don't know if y'all can hear it. It'll be okay. I give it 5 more seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, maybe. I feel like I'm close now. Yep, there it is. So there's a cool shot of me up in a tree back in the day, doing the things, climbing. That was a big old dead sycamore. I remember that tree. And then, there's one of me sitting the base of a wind turbine, standing next to a 300-ton crane out on the job site, doing the things. And here's one of me dual-wielding chainsaws up in a black oak. Got an 066 with a 25-inch bar in my hands. I got an MS200T with a 14-inch bar hanging off of my belt. Getting after it. So, never been afraid to work. And like I said earlier, I really just don't care about everybody's excuses as to why they're poor and oppressed. And I grew up poor. And the only way I got unpoor was blood, sweat, and tears. And in large part, what this channel does is disabuse you of your fantasies and excuses. I've always been a very practical person. And part of that is because I grew up poor. You don't have time, or at least we never took a handout. So we didn't have the luxury of sitting on our asses and pontificating. There was stuff to do. There was, how shall I say, a humble pride in not taking a handout and doing it ourselves, even if it was 16, 18-hour days of getting after it just to put food on the table. And I still feel that way now. And it's one of the things that I know I'm capable of it. And so I'm not fearful. I've been blessed with a really good work ethic. I've been blessed with really good mentors over the years, and I'm just freaking stubborn. If something's got to get done, we're going to get it done. So, Christy Cox says, cute. Nice. What's up, NWA Prepper? That is a trait lost on this current generation, which is why we must teach them, brother. I don't tolerate that from my kids. I don't tolerate that from them at all. You have to set expectations and then manage them for yourself and for others. And there's a lot to be said with this too. If you don't hold yourself accountable, what business do you have holding everybody else around you accountable? It's one of the reasons I love 75 Hard. Because it's regimented and it's difficult. And if I can do it, I don't want to hear anybody else whining about it. If I've gotten done, and I don't say this in bravado, but if I've gotten done more by 10 a.m. than most people get done in a day, I don't want to hear the excuses. If I can do it, you can do it. And that's the whole point of this channel. I can do it. I am doing it. I have done it. And so if I can do it, what's your reason why you can't? Usually, the reason why you can't is standing there looking at you in the mirror. That's why you can't do it, because you've convinced yourself that you can't do it. And you're right. And if you finally quit capitulating and just refuse to take no for an answer and do what you tell yourself you're going to do, be kind to yourself, even if it's hard, all of a sudden things start changing for you. You know, I like to think of doing hard things today as doing my future self a favor tomorrow. And I've often couched the conversation in those terms that I have with myself. Tomorrow, Bear, is going to be thankful for today, Bear, that I did this today. I'm doing myself a favor. To say nothing of what I do for my children and for my wife, my legacy when I shuffle off this mortal coil. So, how do Patriots know when and where to act when you know the thing? You don't. I'll be frank with you. You're not going to act. Nobody else is going to act either. And if you do, it's not going to be in a national coordinated manner. One Predator drone and a couple of A-10s. Let's make sure that happens. So instead, you act locally now while you can. You act locally now while you can. Doing things that matter now with people who matter now. We can hide you, but you'll need to shave the beard. You know, it's funny you say that. Here's the thing. The most difficult part of a face to hide is not any of this. It's this box right here around the eyes. This never changes. The dimensions right here around the eyes never change. And facial recognition software, they're just people. You can recognize people, whether they change their beard or their hairstyle, everything, by the relationship between the spacing of their eyes, the shape of their nose, and where their ears fall. All of this dimension right here always stays the same. It's the hardest part to fake. That's why oftentimes a disguise will either change the eye colors, darken the eye sockets, and or include glasses to draw some type of attention away from the mundanity, the consistency of this eye box area right here. There's like 23 biometric points within this area that do not change, no matter what other physicality of your face you change. You can't change that. And I don't need to hide either. Saw the CDC quarantine camps map of the USA. Pretty sad that it has come to this, but heaven awaits us, so bring it on, I say. Thank you, Aaron Garcia. I'll tell you this. They are not going to have to round people up to go into those camps. I've been talking about this for a while now. They're going to make it so uncomfortable for the people outside of the camps that they'll be begging to get into the camps. Right, Ghost? Don't be where the bus is. Exactly right, Shrek. Well, y'all, we've been doing this for 2 hours. I appreciate y'all. Thank you for supporting our small businesses, Refuge Medical and Refuge Training. We appreciate y'all. Thank you to all the patrons for supporting the show, for being the economic engine of the Bear Nation. Thank you to everybody who is new here at the channel, all the new subscribers. Thank you to everybody who's been hanging out with us tonight in the chat. And I appreciate y'all. Bless y'all. Shalom.